The gang of 6 sat around a table facing each other as they discussed their future, traded skill handling tips, and reevaluated their plans, also surveying and loading up their various firearms, pledging their intentions with their lives. They had a goal to kill and take as many lives as possible, even if it meant losing theirs in the process. It was the finality of all tasks for them. The plan. September 18th of 2018 would have been the day many would remember. The toll of human lives that were estimated to have been lost on that fateful day had reached hundreds. And just when things were about to go south, the rattling sounds and flames were about to fill the sky. A group of police prosecutors intersected at the right moment, their faces covered with black masks. A gang of 6 men, all originating from Arnhem, had come together with a precise goal to cause as much death and destruction as they could. Hardy N was the initiator of the whole plan and the prime suspect. He had gone to sleep one night, and in his dreams, he saw what he thought was his lifelong task come to fruition, his reason for living. In his dreams, he saw the Prophet Muhammad come to him dressed in holy wear as he commanded and instructed the man. After his dream, Hardy had never in his life felt as important as he did now. However, this was only the first step to achieving his goal. He needed someone knowledgeable about the use of firearms. And he did find someone. A cop, an undercover agent who knew the ropes around these weapons. Hardy blindly believed the agent and went into explicit details about what his plans were, and he even told him of his dream. Soon after, the two were already discussing their future and how they would progress. The undercover cop was helping Hardy gather all the weaponry he would require for the task. However, the cop would not be able to assist him with the actual deed. Hardy needed more men, and so he went on to scout newer members of his group, amounting to 6 of them in total. As the day approached, they laid out their plans and practiced their skills. They had allegedly planned to hit 3 spots: the Gay Pride Parade in Amsterdam, Dutch, their military base, and a nightclub. That is to say, a major attack in which the suspects wanted to do as much damage as possible by committing a heavy car bomb attack and entering a festival elsewhere, shooting at people like crazy with Kalashnikovs, the prosecutor later said in court. The suspects also wanted to use hand grenades and bomb vests. The idea of targeting a military base was solely a crime punishable, but this group believed it was their purpose fulfilled. The undercover agent, on the other hand, had been playing his cards carefully, leading them on and manipulating and feeding them with all the information they wanted to know. He had successfully provided them with an array of defective weaponry, such as disabled guns and automatic rifles, and non-functioning suicide bomb vests. The cops had already set everything in motion, gotten enough evidence, and planned for their swoop in and takedown. Now, all they needed was to have them all in one place. On September 18th of 2018, the members of the gang gathered together at a holiday home in Weert as they talked about how much this mission meant to them. The gang of 6 sat around a table facing each other as they discussed their future, traded skill handling tips, and reevaluated their plans, also surveying and loading up their various firearms, pledging their intentions with their lives. They had a goal to kill and take as many lives as possible, even if it meant losing theirs in the process. It was the finality of all tasks for them. Once they were done setting things out, they all gathered up in a white van and moved up to their next location. This was the moment the cops had been waiting for. The white van drove with its occupants oblivious to the fact that they'd been followed and monitored by a helicopter in the sky with a sniper on it. As the white van approached a parking lot, a black armored force van appeared in front of them and intersected them. Armed forces rushed out of various corners and the black van as they surrounded the gang, shouting at them to evacuate the vehicle. The gang members on the inside freaked out as they saw no chance of escape. The driver in the van was quickly apprehended, and soon the others caved in. All except one, who pulled out a loaded gun and aimed it at the officers outside the back of the van. Soon, a dog was released into the van, attacking the man and making him surrender. The cops had successfully captured the group with 0 lives lost. The aftermath. The 6 were eventually tried in court for their crimes and stood to face up to 20 years. The prosecutors suggested this term of punishment to the court, stating how the group planned to cause as much damage as possible, in their own words. At the end of the meeting, the men talked about a farewell video they wanted to make. After they left the holiday home, the suspects were caught and detained by the police. One of them was still trying to shoot the police officers with a loaded pistol. They were all preparing for the end of their lives. They have said they would kill an unprecedented number and intended to hit the Dutch way of life hard. Therefore, very heavy prison terms are inevitable. The prosecutors even compared their acts to a similar crime in Paris. Those scars never heal. They were monsters in Paris, and these men wanted to follow in their footsteps. It is without a doubt that these men were issued harsh punishment for their intended crimes, and would serve years in jail for it.